Hi, this is advice specifically for me, but if you want to take something from it, by all means. So, for about the majority of my teenage years, I've been stressed and worried about what people think. And as time goes, you learn to let go of those things, but there's always something that just trickles down and leads you back to where you were in the beginning. And the advice that I told myself was, there were three things that I told myself, but it's all up here. But what I've learned to do is just not care, and I know it's easier said than done. But if you, if you walk past someone and you think that they're thinking of you, I mean, what I like to do is always think about the 5 second rule. And to me, not the when you drop food off on the floor, that's something else. But when you see someone in public and you walk past them, they're probably judging you. 5 times out of 10, they'll probably be judging you. But then I have to think to myself, is that person going to remember me 5 seconds later? Probably not. And that is very comforting to know because you pass people every single day, they might be looking at what you're wearing, the way you carry yourself, the way that your face is set towards the world. And sometimes people might not like that, but that's usually just a reflection of themselves. And when I think of the 5 second rule, I think, okay, yeah, sure, this person is going to remember me for 5 seconds. After those 5 seconds, what's going to happen? You're never going to see that person again. So that's very comforting to me. The second thing is, I like to remember that the opinions that I have of myself are stronger than the opinions that other people have of me. And what I mean by it's probably self-explanatory, but what I mean by that is that the things that I say to myself, and they can be negative or positive, but I try to keep the positive side a bit more than the negative side. And when when people tend to have a high regard of themselves, a lot of people are not going to like that because, people like to think that they have control over you. And when you don't set yourself to those standards, when you exceed those expectations, when you exceed those expectations, people are not going to like that, They don't like someone that they cannot control. And I'm not talking about everyone. There's going to be people that just like you for you, that like your personality, that's fine. But, a lot of people who are demanding, who are condescending, all those negative people, they like something that they can control. And if you have such a high regard for yourself, they're not going to like you. You know what? Good. Let them not like you. Because if you have such a high regard for yourself and you have such a high expectation of yourself and of other people, the right people are going to meet those requirements, meet those expectations. And the people that say, oh, you have too much high expectations, those are the people that refuse to reach those expectations. Just remember that. And the last thing is, don't care too much. And I know that is easier said than done. Believe me, I know. But the less you care, the more happier you're going to be. Well, the less you care, the happier you're going to be. And the moment I realized that, it was so freeing. I have been walking around town, around campus, and when you walk with, here's an example. When you're walking, you feel very tense and you feel like people are watching you. Nobody's watching you. It's fine. Maybe one or two people, but that's fine. That's fine. Just leave it. But if you see that, like, you begin to relax, you're walking the way you want, upright, and you don't care, that feeling is very freeing. I was walking the other day and somebody told me that I walk like I'm very self-confident. And that was probably the biggest compliment that I got that day. And you know what? I was not feeling self-confident at all that day. But I think if you portray something that you want to see, begin to portray that thing that you want to see. And the more you portray it, the more you're going to be able to reach that without even thinking about it. So I think that is one of the best things that I've learned just over the years from people that I've been surrounded by, people I choose to surround myself with. And those are the 3 tips that I have. So if you feel like you want to take anything from this, by all means.